Looking back now, March 84, we were 22. What comes to your mind, after 30 years in this church, message of peace?
So many things. So it would be 30 years, would be so many things to talk about. But I want to emphasize in two things that really brings to mind the most in our lives, both of us.
As you look back.
As I look back, yeah. And I think one was two kids were
being raised in church and everything.
Yes, when we brought them up in church, the challenge in a ministry of bringing them up when they're babies, and they've been in the church since. And then
well, not only we had to be their parents, but also their pastors.
Their pastors. Yeah, that's it. We had to kind of separate the two things. And I'm sure other pastors, other wives could feel the same way as I felt. You had to be their leaders and parents at the same time. But I look back, and that was an accomplishment, to bring two kids in church and teach them how to serve God, how to be faithful to God, and
to think that all they knew about God and church and ministry had to be learned in this church, because pretty much all their lives until they got married and left, it was spent here.
It was, and that's something that really brings me back, and it makes me happy to see them serve God today, and what they have learned in church, the roots they have created, the foundation that we passed to them. So it makes me happy. That's the first thing. And the second thing...
I think I know what it is, but go ahead.
The second thing is a passion that I have, and everyone knows that I have that. It's a passion about missions, and the trips that we had gone, and the lives that we have impacted, not only here, but abroad.
If I got the two things that I can look back with, gratitude and with good memories, one is an overall. I just think that our best years were spent in this church.
That's true.
We got married at 21. When you were pregnant of Philippe, and Philippe was going to be born in that month. He was born on the 30th. And on the first Sunday of March, we took the church. So his life was throughout this church. So the best years of our lives were spent in this church. I don't look back with regret. I look back with gratitude, and I'm thankful. I was thinking the other day, so many ministers started as we started, and because they didn't stay as long as we did, and they didn't go for the long run, today they look back and what do they have?
There's not a story to be told.
Exactly. So I look back not with regret, but with gratitude that we gave the very best years of our lives. Yeah. And the second thing I would say is the impact that we made in people, not only people that are here today, but people that passed through. Yeah. Our pastors today were raised and discipled in this church, and many, many leaders throughout the world, many in Brazil, some in Portugal, some in Africa, Angola, and so in so many other places. People who were touched and taught in this church. And we still get emails from people that pass through, and sometimes we even forget who they are. And I think that is a legacy of people being touched through this ministry.
Yes, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. That's, like I said, there's so many things that we could talk about it. I mean, it's 30 years. It's not 30 days, 30 months. It's been quite a journey, but it's been a challenge one, but a happy one too.
A happy one. Well, and I'm so glad that I did it with you. You've been a great partner, honey, and I just want to say thank God for you, first of all.
Thanks.
And then also for our family, our children, our parents. Your mom was part since the beginning. My parents, my brothers, and also the people who have been supported, and especially the ones who are present in our church today, who still believe in what we're doing. After many years, some started with us, some came, a few years ago, but they believe in what we're doing, and we're so thankful to God for that.
Really thankful. To friends too. There's close friends that stuck with us, and the moments that we needed them, they've been there, and it's nice to see that too.
Exactly. So friendship, people supporting us, our board, the deacons, the ushers of this church, people who have supported us, the congregation, and I look forward to this transition now to make Message of Peace, this multicultural, multi-ethnic church, as part of the mainstream for the future of the church. And we may not be here when the whole thing happens, but we have planted a seed, and I think it's gonna be here for Message of Peace will be here for a long time.
Well, it's been good.
It's been a great ride.
A really good ride. 30 years.
So we thank God for that.
Yes, we thank Him. He's faithful. He's been really faithful.
Amen.
Yes.
Here.
I don't know if we need that.